Yep, we're going to be towing it. We're going to be towing some big weight, almost 30,000 pounds. And the cool thing is, Ford brought out their brand new F450 and they mashed it up, or is it matched up against this? Same weight. It's the Ram. And we're going to see which one of these is faster up the hill. Now, I've got a sneaking suspicion, since Ford brought them up, that it's going to be that truck over there. And that is coming up next on the Fast Lane Truck. Now, before we roll this video, keep in mind that Ram was not happy with this comparison. They felt that it was unfair for Ford to put up what they called a commercial truck, the Ford F450, against their Ram 3500. Also, you may be wondering why Nathan and I aren't driving. And the simple reason for that is because we don't have our commercial driver's license, and we were hauling so much weight that we couldn't drive them without a CDL.
My name's Alan Costantino.
And Alan, what do you do for Ford?
I am a performance engineer. I work in a group that's called Vehicle Energy Management, and we're responsible for performance fuel in the vehicle as well as fuel economy.
Now, Alan, myself, and Nathan. Say hi, Nathan.
Hi, Nathan.
We're in the brand new 2015 F450, and we're pulling a haul. We're pulling a pretty big load back there. How much you got back there?
So we are at about 36,000 pounds gross combined right now. We are pulling the same trailer and weight as the Ram that's behind us. So this is a heavy load. We got 7 pallets of paving bricks on us on a heavy-duty gooseneck trailer.
So we're pulling pretty much the maximum, or close to the maximum.
We're getting close, yes. In the rain. In
the rain of both these trucks. So this is like we're at semi-hauling territory. We're getting there. It's pretty crazy. And what are we going to do? How are we going to test the difference between the new Ford and, of course, the Ram?
So what we're going to do is this is the heavy tow segment of this. We're going to be running up and down the grade here on 64 and just east of Beckley, West Virginia. Very steep, very extreme grade. So going down the hill, basically what we want to demonstrate is the confidence and the control that you have with this monster load behind you, pushing you down the hill. Demonstrate the capability of our improved engine brake, tow haul capability, is the different modes in the transmission that we offer to give you that control and confidence going down the hill. And then when we go up the hill, it's all about capability. It's all about how fast, or how capable, how to demonstrate the power to move the load up the hill. So that's what we're going to do, and we're going to rotate between the Ford, the F450 that we're in right now, a Ram with an equivalent trailer behind it, and then an F450 that's got an extra pallet of bricks on it. So that one's another 2,300 pounds above where we are in this truck.
Wow! So that is definitely the maximum capability of this vehicle.
Yeah, we're pushing it. This is some large loads. This is stuff, a couple years ago, you would have been medium truck to move if you wanted to move this kind of trailer.
Yeah, I was looking at the difference between the new Super Duty and the old one, right? And the new one with the new Power Stroke, the 6.7, you're up to 440 horsepower and 860 pound-foot of torque.
You got it.
And the old one was, do you remember how much the old one was? It was...
So the first generation 6.7...
the 205. 2005, right?
Oh,
yeah.
So the 2011 was the first introduction of
right.
The 6.7,
right?
And that was 400 horse and 800 foot-pounds of torque. Prior generation to that was the 6.4 liter, and that was, what the heck was that?
I can look it up for you.
I'm trying to remember.
All right, hold on. Well, I got this.
See, that seems like eons ago.
Were you at Ford at that time?
Oh yeah, I was at Ford. I worked on that program.
What are you guys looking for?
I got it here. We're looking for the old one. So the old one, the 2005, was 325 horsepower and 570. That was a 2005.
The 2005. Okay,
yeah.
I thought you were talking the 2008
no.
when we went with the 6.4.
No, that was a 2005, 325, 570, 16,700 max.
Oh, okay, going back the decade
Right,
that
yeah.
Mike was showing. Yep, absolutely.
Yeah,
Yep.
going back a decade. And now, 10 years later, we're at a 6.7, 440, 860, and a 31,200 maximum tow capacity with a GCWR of 40,000 pounds versus 23,000.
23,500, yep.
Yeah, so it's almost double
It's almost double. It is.
in 10 years.
I know. If you look at the capability growth in the diesel segment, it's just crazy. It's phenomenal. The technology and the content that's been put into the trucks. It's really amazing. I mean, the capability and it's not just the raw power. The features and the way that we've added additional controls with the integrated trailer brake controllers, the engine brakes, tow haul, the different modes that we offer in the transmission, the progressive range select as well as the manual mode. It's an entirely different beast. It is so much more capable and controllable, even at the heavier weights than the trucks were back in the 2005.
And with so much weight, basically, you have to have a CDL to drive this because we're towing so much.
Yeah, it's a CDL, and actually right now we have to pull into a mandatory commercial vehicle brake check before we continue down the hill.
Welcome to the world of heavy, super heavy, and super duty towing. Got 3 trucks, 2 F450s,
Right.
and a competing Ram. And the
Yep.
Ram has, what's the axle ratio on the Ram?
It's a 410 axle ratio. It's their maximum tow package.
And this has a 4,
A 430.
so that's as
Again,
close as we can get.
It's max tow to max tow, and we don't offer. We don't have the same final drive lineup, so we can't do.
You can't get an apples to
can't get
apples.
exactly the same.
Yeah, so you're pretty close though.
Yes.
And in terms of the trailer weight, now the Ram and this truck have the exact same trailer.
Right.
Which
so
is how much?
24,500 pounds.
Okay.
And then we also have a second 450 that has an additional pallet, an additional 2,300 pounds on it.
So that one's almost 30,000.
Almost 30,000 pounds.
Okay. And how steep is this grade that we're going to go down?
So this has, at the top of the grade, it is a sustained 6 to 7%.
Which is the highest allowable grade on the U.S.
Yes.
Highway.
And so this is really, and you can tell by the, it's a pretty short run, and there's 2 truck pull-offs. You come out here and spend any amount of time, and you'll see semis with smoke pouring off the trailer brakes going down the hill. I've seen several of them over the last couple of days.
And unfortunately, it's pissing down rain, so we can't we can't really get outside of the truck without getting very wet, damaging the camera gear. So we're going to try to do it all in here.
Okay.
Now, right now, are you using the engine braking?
So the engine brake is on, the tow haul is on,
Yep.
and basically what I want to do is drive. I need to get a gear. So the speed limit for this for commercial vehicles is 45 miles an hour. What we're doing is basically picking a gear such that we're running at a high engine speed in the speed range that we want. The engine brake is most effective at high engine speeds. So it's a little bit different in the sense that I really need to brake off the tachometer, not necessarily off the engine speed. I want to brake before I hit my max engine off, power off red line, because I don't want the truck to upshift, because then I'll lose my engine braking. So when I get around 3,800 RPM,
Yep.
I'll get on the brakes and bring the vehicle speed back down.
But you're using grade shifting, right? I mean, this truck has grade shifting to help slow down the...
So it has tow haul,
Right.
which will downshift based off of vehicle acceleration rate, pedal position. So it takes these things into account to put the transmission into the gear that it thinks would be best for the conditions.
Nope.
And so at the top of the hill, I got on the brakes a little bit, and it came down into third gear for me.
Now, one of the things I noticed immediately is just how quiet that engine brake is. because the turbocharger, right? The turbocharger, the little valve, the little
vanes
basically switch directions, and so now it's acting like a brake instead of sucking air in.
Yes.
And the old ones were crazy loud.
Yeah. So this is different than the big truck. Those are actually
Jake brakes.
Jake brakes. It's in the exhaust stream. This is it's basically getting two uses out of the turbocharger, and it adds a tremendous amount of control. Going down the hill, I can maintain a very comfortable controlled speed going down the hill with really limited brake application.
We've just turned around and now we're going to go back up the hill. I see we have a Ram in front of us. So is your goal to pass that Ram?
We'll just wait and see what we want to demonstrate the power and capability between us and the Ram, and you'll have the opportunity to experience that firsthand here in a minute.
So is he wide open throttle too?
No, right now through this section, this flat section, we're not going to go wide open throttle until we hit the hill.
Okay. So this is the calm before the towing storm.
That's right.
How long is this uphill section?
It's about 5 miles.
About 5 miles. That's a pretty serious grade.
Yeah, it's like I said, it's a long, very continuous, very steep section of road.
And the speed limit is 70, which we're not going to be doing.
We will not be doing quite 70 in these trucks.
I don't think we'll be doing 70 in these trucks. Now with 20...
We do pretty well. I mean...
Yeah. All right, we're coming up to the hill now. Slower traffic, keep right. That would be us.
Right now we're good. We're doing
the Titan just blew by you.
I don't think the Titan can pull the trailer, so we'll let him go on his own.
I gotta give the Ford guys a little bit of grief. Now it's getting steep. Let me know when you go wide open throttle.
No, I'm at wide open throttle.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay. So that foot's all the way down?
Foot's all the way down. His foot's all the way down.
All right.
Behind us, everybody is.
All right, let me get the camera going here.
Floor.
You show them. Foot to the floor. And right up there, there's the Ram. You can tell it's the Ram because it's white.
Well, and it has it's got the Ram mirrors.
Yeah. You guys got the Ford mirrors. Towing mirrors.
Right.
All right. So the question is...
The wonderful Ford towing mirrors, power fold. Best towing, one of the best towing features out there.
Dude, you should be selling ChamWows. And only today you get 2 F450s for the price of one.
That's right.
And in case you're wondering, look at this. $74,590 for this particular truck. So that's going to be a lot of value if you get 2 for the price of one. All right. So far a clean run. We got a semi-truck that's up there, so he's going to have to move over, and you're going to have to move over. Now it's getting exciting. Oh, he's moving over. Look at this. Hopefully he's still wide open throttle. Nathan, isn't this exciting?
This is awesome. There goes the Ram.
There goes the Ram. Now, in part 2 of this video, we're going to be in the Ram. And I'm going to take my hand and press it down on the driver's leg to make sure that he's not backing down.
Scott's got heavy feet.
Yeah.
He's
we're doing about
we're doing about 55, 54.
Yeah.
Which at this weight of the grade is really pretty impressive. And so you can look in the mirrors, and the side view mirrors, and you can see the Ram fading back. Actually, just kind of hid behind the semi back there.
Nathan, are you surprised the Ford won in this Ford event?
I'm a little surprised. I was kind of thinking about that being closer to the contest. I gotta say this though, the power comes on really smooth despite the heavy load. I mean, I didn't, no jerking, not a whole lot of wheel slippage. Everything seems to be working beautifully.
So we spend a lot of time, overall powertrain integration. It's one of the things that we did. We wanted to bring the engine, transmission, everything is in-house. So the overall system integration is something that we have, I think, executed really, really well in this truck.
Let me translate that. what Alan is saying is that unlike the Ram, Ford builds their own engines, right?
We do build our own engines. Yes.
Unlike the Cummins in the Ram. Point of pride for Ford.
It is.
This guy's for sale already, or will he be for sale? You know.
So the everything but the 450 is on sale.
Okay.
The 450 should be hitting dealer lots any day now.
Okay.
It's imminent.
So let me just go over what's in this particular truck, so that in case you're interested in getting yourself a 450, base price $68,790, and we are. Is this the Platinum? Are we in the Platinum?
This is a Platinum,
which is the top of the line. We had this conversation before. If you're wondering what the difference is between the King Ranch and the Platinum, well, a lot more chrome on the Platinum, basically.
There's more
Different
base
grill.
content. There's base content, but the exterior styling is definitely more chrome.
And the engine is the same.
Same engine, same transmission.
Throughout the whole range, right? 250, 350, 450 for
Yes.
the most part.
Yep.
So the difference is basically the chassis.
Yeah, they all have the same engine. The transmission is similar. There's upgraded componentry in some of the 350s and 450s when you get into the higher GCWs.
And so here we have obviously a 6-speed automatic. We have a 5th-wheel boost tank prep package, which is nice, so you don't have to retrofit that stuff. Yeah.
20 seconds in and out, then you're back to your flat load bed.
That's what she said. Sorry. A rapid heat supplement heater. Is that an engine block heater? Is that what that is?
I believe that's
engine block heater.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So there's an engine block heater and a rapid heat supplement heater.
Yeah, that's for the passenger, because the diesels, especially in cold climates,
right,
they don't heat up the best. So
right,
we have a supplemental heater to get the cab.
Extra heavy duty alternator, tough spray and bed liner, and heated rear seat, Nathan.
Yeah, I'm feeling it right now.
He's falling asleep back there.
I'm
All right, guys, Nathan's back there again, and this time we are in the Ram, the competition. So I'm with Scott.
Scott,
yeah?
yep.
Scott, what's your job with Ford?
I am a powertrain PMT engineer. PMT standing for Program Management Team.
Okay.
So my responsibility is to manage and resolve issues overall the entire powertrain system for Super Duty. So whether that be the 6.7 engine, the 6R140 transmission, the drive shaft.
You're responsible for the whole powertrain.
The entire powertrain.
All right, and I'm going to ask you a question. I'm going to ask you the hard question right away.
Sure.
Why a Ram and not a Chevy? Why did you bring a Ram to put up against the Ford and not the Chevy?
In terms of powertrain,
yeah,
right? The Ram is the closest competitor with the Cummins to what our 6.7 Power Stroke and 6R140 is. The Chevy,
Duramax,
the Duramax,
yep,
just hasn't put in the performance powertrain upgrades to where we are. So you guys showing anything different? We're trying to show our closest competitor.
So you guys think this is a more fitting competitor?
This is the fitting competitor right now. Yes.
For
the 450, that is correct.
Now, of course, this comes in a couple different configurations. This Cummins, right? There's a 800 and 850.
That is correct.
And this is the top of the line dog, right? This is the 850. This
is the 850 because with the 3500 product, you get the Eisen transmission, which is their commercial transmission.
Right. It's like a $7,000 upgrade. It's not cheap.
Yep.
All right, and now we're going to be comparing this to the Ford in terms of engine braking. So you've got the engine braking on, right?
So the engine brake, the difference that the Cummins has or the Ram has is they have a 3-step exhaust engine brake system.
And you can change it.
You can change it on the fly.
Yep.
Currently it's running in the auto system.
Okay.
The auto system basically is supposed to make it seamless for the customer, just run it in auto mode. They also have a full-on feature. I'm running it currently in the auto mode. If you wanted me to change that, I'm certainly willing to do that.
Yeah, put it on full-on. Let's go full-on. Give them the benefit of the doubt here.
So that turns it off.
Yeah.
You can feel a little bump there. We turn it off. Now we'll go to full engine on. Now I'm going to start overrunning here, so I got to bring it back a little bit.
Yep.
And ultimately what I need to do is try to bring the revs down just enough so we're not going to over-rev the vehicle so then it kicks. What it'll ultimately do is kick it out. it'll
Right.
turn it off if you over rev.
And you've got grade braking as well, right? The engine is also downshifting to give you more.
That is correct. Now, at this point, the way this grade works and the way this setup works is the truck. I'm trying to maximize my revs to make sure I keep confident down the hill. So it's locked actually into third gear. I will bump it up because it does have the lockout features just like the Ford has. But if we keep it in third gear, I can keep it right in the revs where I want to, and I can keep it somewhere between 42 and 52 miles per hour and have the confidence going down the hill.
Now, the one thing I can tell, obviously I'm not behind the wheel, so that has to do with the fact that we're towing so much weight. It just jumped out.
Yeah, it just jumped because we were revving a little too much.
Yeah.
Probably let my speed get away from me. I'm sorry, we were talking.
That's all right.
It bumps you up because it's protecting the engine. Ford does the same thing, but we do rev higher than the 3,100 RPMs than the Ram does. So I'll go ahead and lock it back down. We can bring it back down to third gear.
It does sound a little bit, I was going to say, it does sound a little bit louder in here. It's a little bit more, even though I think they're both very quiet.
They are, the quietness, the customer is benefiting from all this competition, right? We're all bumping up our games. The customer is gonna win with the product no matter what. But the Cummins does have a little bit more combustion sound to it. We feel that that's what the Cummins folks feel their customer wants. We went for the quietness, the smoothness, I should say the quietness of the train.
Now, I just did the Chevy program, and we jumped out again.
Yeah,
we weren't quite towing as much, so I was able to drive the trucks. And one of the things we weren't driving. I was in the passenger seat. One of the things we found out was that every time these programs are set up, whoever manufacturer sets it up wins the contest. And that's just full disclosure.
Sure.
And that could be, of course, because of the nature of the beast, or it could be because you guys keep stair-stepping each other, right?
That's correct.
So, GM just came out with their new model, and that was developed a few years ago because there's a long development cycle.
That's correct.
And so, yours is a little bit more fresh, I guess, because it's coming out in 2015, whereas theirs was a 2014 model.
Yep.
And this is, of course, an older model. So, out of the two that we're testing, this is probably much older than your current generation.
Correct. Right, and that's where.
And I have to say that to be fair to Ram.
Absolutely, you have to be perfectly fair, and I'm sure Ram's in the process of stepping up their game too to our current now F450. We're playing the towing wars too. Not only are we playing the torque wars, but we're playing the towing wars as well.
All right, guys, now we're heading up this. What do you call this? What's this called?
We just call this Beckley.
Beckley?
Yeah, we call this the Beckley route. We could certainly name it New River because we're crossing New River right now. So
I like New River.
there we go. We'll call it the New River Hill.
This is the
right?
New River Gauntlet. Sorry, Nathan, I stole it from you.
That's right.
The New River Gauntlet. And I have a sneaking suspicion that we're going to be last up the New River Gauntlet.
That's a pretty good sneaking suspicion too.
So far, we're still flat, but let me know when you get to wide open throttle.
Okay.
Which is coming up really quick because you can tell the grade is starting to
Yeah, the
increase.
grade's going to start right here, and right about in this area, we'll go down here. Right
Yeah.
about when we go to 3 lanes, I'll just mash the pedal.
And we got a speed limit of 70 miles an hour, but with all that weight in the back, I don't think we'll be at any risk of exceeding it.
Foot to the floor.
Foot to the floor. Here we go. And you have it in tow haul mode?
Tow haul mode, still full engine brake, but we won't get any engine braking obviously going up. But yes, tow haul is turned on.
Now, one of the biggest differences isn't necessarily torque, right? They're very close, 850 to 860.
That's correct.
But you guys have a lot more horsepower.
We have 440 horsepower. The Ram is just under 400. I don't remember the exact number, but yes, we do have more horsepower.
And going up this hill, it's about horsepower, isn't it?
It's all about horsepower instead of torque. Torque gets you going, horsepower gets you up the hill.
Yeah, and so we are at a slight disadvantage there for now.
Yep.
Until Ram decides to up it. Now, I've heard that the revised 6.7 is actually capable of putting up to 1,000 torque. Is that possible? You can comment on that?
I can't comment on any further.
I'm trying.
I know you're trying.
I'm trying.
We were well told on how to say things, whatever the case. There may be possibilities to do that in the future, but at this point right now, 860 is where we've designed all our componentry, all the chassis components to handle this torque that's going down the drive line.
Yeah, why do I have a feeling that when we do this again in 4 years, it'll be 1,000?
The way things are going, I would say that's a pretty good bet.
Yeah, but it's not just about the engine, right? It's all about the components, right? The transmission. So you have to up everything. You just can't up
You can't just up the engine. I mean, you got to update the transmission, and that's why we brought our rolling chassis along, right? So you can see all the other changes that we made to the driveline, to the axle, the cooling system. That's a great example, right? You got to have the cooling system match.
Well, we're slowing down now. Oh, and I can smell that truck up ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very quiet though, still.
It is very quiet. We're having a pretty decent conversation without having to raise our voices too much.
I suspect there'll be a Ford up our tailpipe pretty soon. I think that's a fair estimate.
Yeah, so we are starting to
log down a little bit.
Starting to get caught now.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how long it takes before there's a new F450 that's going to come barreling past us on the left here. Now, are you letting the transmission do its own shifting?
I've put it all the way up,
okay.
not locked out any gears, and it's letting it do it on its own.
There we go.
So there goes our comparably equipped, comparably loaded F450. We still have another one that's behind us.
Which is towing even more.
Which is towing just a bit more weight to get more, to show the full capability of what the F450 is capable of.
Do you know the weight of the truck itself? Have you guys weighed them? Are they different?
The trucks themselves are pretty comparable because of the equipment and everything like that. I don't know the exact numbers. I don't know if they did do a full trailer loading weight.
Yeah.
So the difference is 2,300 pounds between the heaviest one
and this one.
And this one.
Yeah, so the second Ford that's going to pass us, I suspect pretty soon, maybe, is he's way down there.
Yeah,
he's way down. He may not pass us. He's got over 2,000 more pounds that he's hauling. And we're stuck behind a Chevy.
So far, I'm not catching that Chevy. So.
Yeah, and we're doing about 45.
45.
When we were going up in the Ford, we were doing about 50. So about a 5 mile an hour difference. Maybe even 55. It was a little bit faster. I think you're going to pass him now.
Yeah, I better move over here. Yeah, the Dodge is hunting a little. We've hit another little steep section here, so we're toggling between 4th gear and 3rd gear.
Is the second Ford coming?
Second Ford is now coming.
All right, here we go. The moment of excitement in a towing video. Bring up the music now. This is as exciting as it gets on these gauntlet videos. And there's the speed limit, about 42 miles an hour.
42 right now, 3rd gear.
All right, here we go. Here comes the big moment. As the Ford engineer has a big smile on his face. And your foot's still down, right?
Foot is to the floor.
All right, wide open throttle here. I don't want you lifting off. Oh. Slow motion. Barely inching up. It's a race now, guys. It's a race. Come on. Go for it. Harder. Oh.
2,300 more pounds.
Yeah. Oh, now the Cummins is starting to win a little bit.
I'm going to let him go.
He let off because we were about to pass him. That was his job on the line, so.
That's right. And we got our exit right here.
Yeah.
So.
Well, thank you, Scott. That was really fun. I appreciate it.